What is the Mandela effect? Why do some people remember the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo or a black tip on Pikachu's tail? Well, according to this theory, it has to do with alternate realities. The reason you remember them is because they are your memories from a parallel universe. In this parallel universe, history took place exactly how you remember it. And sometime between then and now, you entered this universe with an alternate history. And that is why some of your memories don't match up with the universe you currently live in. So basically there's a universe out there that has a Monopoly Man with a monocle and a Darth Vader who says, "Luke, I am your father." But you have since shifted from that universe to this one, and all you have left are the memories that we refer to as Mandela effects. Alternate realities may also explain why people experience deja vu, that feeling you get when you have seen or done something before. It may be because you have, and it's connecting you with a parallel universe. So are there really alternate realities, or is it just people mistaking the past? And how is it that tens of thousands of people have all developed the exact same memory?
This conspiracy theory about SpongeBob may just ruin your childhood. So of course a lot of us love SpongeBob, but it is said in this conspiracy theory that each of the main characters actually represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Number 1 is going to be Mr. Krabs, representing greed, and this is caused by his huge obsession with being rich and wealthy and having money, and also his obsession with pinching every single penny and only having it all for himself. Next is going to be Patrick, representing the sin Sloth, which basically means he's super lazy, sleeps all the time, lives under a rock, and he doesn't have a job. Next is Mrs. Puff, representing gluttony, which is basically due to her overindulgence in food and eating so much. Next is going to be Pearl, representing lust, due to her boy crazy mindset and her obsession with young male fish stars. Plankton is envy due to the jealousy of success that Mr. Krabs has of the Krusty Krab. And lastly is Squidward, because he hates just about everything.
Mandela effects part 3. Remember the Flintstones? Flintstones? No. Flint stones. No. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Mirror, mirror on the wall. That's not the fucking words at all. Apparently it was magic mirror on the wall. Like, no, it's not. This is the most famous one apart from Mandela himself, but Star Wars. Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father. He never said, Luke, I'm your father. He said, no, I am your father. Lord of the Rings. Run, you fools. No, he actually said, fly, you fools. Hannibal Lecter. Hello, Clarice. No, never said that. He just went, morning. And the one that'll piss you off the most is Freddie Mercury. Champions of the world. The song never ended with that. I'm really sorry. Bye.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
That they stopped teaching kids cursive so they can no longer read the Declaration of Independence and know their rights. Scary thing is, it's accurate.
Here is the real story behind why the Titanic sank. No, it was not due to a boiler room fire. It was insurance fraud, and here's why. The Titanic had an identical twin sister called the Olympic. Both ships were identical and also owned by the same person. You see, the Olympic got damaged due to the captain's error, so therefore the insurance would not cover the damage. In essence, the ship was totaled. So the owner of both ships had a brilliant idea. Swap the names of both ships and pretend the Olympic is the Titanic, and then intentionally crash it into an iceberg and claim the insurance money. And that's what they did. And their plan was to have a rescue boat come out and save the passengers. But the rescue boat didn't make it in time due to the bad weather, therefore killing a lot of the passengers aboard the Olympic/the Titanic.
A lot of people tie in the Mandela effect with the Illuminati, but that's a completely separate story. To give you a couple more examples of the Mandela effect, this one actually triggered a lot of people. Everyone has heard of the Berenstain Bears. And if you look at this logo of them, you're probably not going to question anything. But allegedly, this is the incorrect spelling of it. This one is supposedly the correct way to spell it. Many people remember that the correct way to spell Berenstain Bears is with an S-T-E-I-N at the ending, not an S-T-A-I-N. The air freshener Febreze even got tied into the Mandela effect. Many people remember that the correct spelling of Febreze is the one on the left, not the one on the right. But the one on the right is actually correct. The one I'm about to show you is the one that actually got me. Chick-fil-A. Everyone knows Chick-fil-A, and a lot of people will say that this is the correct spelling of it, but it's not. The correct logo and spelling of Chick-fil-A is this one. Whether the Mandela effect is real or not, With all these false memories, it's made a lot of people question as to if we're really living in an alternate universe.
Dark Simpsons predictions that might come true part 2. First, we got underwater homes. Now, this idea isn't as crazy as some people might think. Some high-class hotels have been working on underwater hotel rooms so their guests can have a view of the sea right out of their bedroom. If you have a fear of drowning, this might not be the thing for you. But on top of this, there's the worry that underwater homes might be where people are forced to live with the incoming climate change and rising sea levels. Right after that, we have Ivanka Trump runs for president. The Simpsons predicted that Ivanka Trump would become president in 2028. Now, this is a bold claim, but they were right about Trump winning the presidency. If they were right about this would mean that the first female president would end up being Ivanka Trump. I think there would be a lot of people out there who would have mixed emotions about this. Alright guys, that's all we have for you. Make sure you like and subscribe.
The wildest what if theories, part 2. What if we used to be able to make wishes but someone wished we couldn't? What if the world actually ended in 2012 as many people thought and we're all dead and everything since that year has just been a dream? What if you're the only person left on Earth and the rest of the population you see is just your imagination playing tricks on you? What if the government has a cure for the coronavirus but is hiding it because they want to control the population? What if this reality is a dream and when we die, we wake up? What if the person in the mirror is real and we're the reflection?
Take a look at these faces and let me know if any of them look familiar to you. First up, we have the Syrians. These highly spiritual and water-loving warriors have been incarnating here on Earth since the times of ancient Atlantis to help humanity ascend. Next up, we got the Lyrans, who are some of the most fearless but loving souls in our galaxy, often taking leadership roles here on Earth. The Arcturians, and they don't have a big head for no reason. These are the geniuses of our universe, extremely gifted in math and science, and knowledgeable about sacred geometry. The Andromedans, the free-spirited and nomadic light beings who love to share their knowledge. And you can't forget about the Pleiadians. They have been on Earth for the longest, and so many starseeds are here today, and they communicate to us frequently. Speaking of communication, we got the Blue Avians, who often appear to us in our dreams because they don't like to take physical form on Earth. But that doesn't mean they're not helping us every step of the way. And last but definitely not least, the Reptilian. Now with this race, it's a 50-50 split between good and evil. There's a lot more that I don't have the time to explain, but I'm gonna go in depth on each one, so don't worry. But in the meantime, if you want to learn, follow and DM me on Instagram, and I'll send you some links.
So these pictures that are resurfacing show people that were standing in front of the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island before 2012. And all of a sudden, the Statue of Liberty is gone. It's not behind them anymore. The same thing goes for Google Maps. Many people say that if you go on Google Maps or any sort of like Google Earth, at certain coordinates, you can see where the Statue of Liberty was on Ellis Island. And in the images, it literally looks like it just was removed, like it was just taken out. But it doesn't just end there. Does anyone remember how to spell JCPenney? Which means you probably remember that it's spelled like this, when in fact it's actually spelled like this, with one extra E. Now the reason why people are making such a big deal out of this one is because there was a video that surfaced on YouTube of the true spelling of JCPenney before 2012. If you look really closely on this picture of the YouTube video, you can see exactly how JCPenney is spelled. These are just two examples of many different Mandela effects.
Okay, out of all of the comments I've gotten on my videos, this one messed with me the most. Alright? I didn't even take it seriously at first until I actually looked into it. So in Scary Movie, Marlon Wayans, he has a line where he's like laying down holding the sheet and he goes, "I see white people." Okay, that's the line. It got a laugh. That was kind of the joke. So Sixth Sense is "I see dead people," and Scary Movie ripped out and they said "I see white people." Okay? Apparently that doesn't exist. He says "I see dead people" in the movie. Okay, so I thought, there's no way. I watched the clip from the movie, I watched the trailer to the movie, I watched the TV spots to the movie. He always says, he always says, "I see dead people." And he said, "I see white people." I've asked friends like, "I see," and they say "white people." We all remember this, okay? I watch literally hours of TV. I've asked friends like, "I see," and they say "white people." We all remember this, okay? I watch literally hours of TV. Hours of TV from 2000. Scrolling through, just looking for TV spots for this movie. Just to see if I could find the one that says "I see white people." I haven't found it. I saw the TV spots before the movie was released. I saw the TV spots after the movie was released. I saw the little trailer before Scream 3's VHS where they promote Scary Movie. He says "I see dead people" in all of them. All of them. All of them. Okay? It doesn't exist. Like, how can we all remember him saying "I see white people"? We all remember him saying this. Like, what?
When we look at this image, Strangely, it looks like a photograph and not like a rendering. Really looking like a reset landscape in ruins. If it was a rendering, the artist would have depicted little trees and bushes and a very pleasant scene. Not this apocalyptic looking scene. And this thing is massive, and we're told it was only considered to be built. If this was built, there would be evidence of massive foundations remaining. And then this commenter says, "You mean something like this?" And he shows us such images. An excellent point, actually. When we look at these structures all throughout our realm, we now realize we are most likely looking at the remains of megastructures.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Hang on, I have the perfect one. On March 8th, 2014, Flight 370 from Malaysia mysteriously vanished. Disappeared from every single radar, was just gone without a trace. So, on March 18th, a guy named Ty uploaded a video to Twitter of what seemed to be a voicemail from Flight 370. The code was in the NATO phonetic alphabet, which read, S, danger, SOS, it is dire for you to evacuate, be caution, they are not human. Whole bunch of numbers, SOS, danger, SOS. So, naturally, this drew a lot of attention. Twitter was freaking out. Someone found that if you put the numbers from the voicemail into Google Earth, that they were actually coordinates and gave you a location. This location just so happened to be the last known location of Flight 370 from Malaysia. The recording that Ty received was actually the black box recording from Flight 370. After Ty posted the video and drew a bunch of attention, some weird stuff started happening to him. More in part 2.
Have you ever seen the secret message hiding in the Wendy's logo? So there are a lot of logos that you guys probably see every single day that actually have a hidden meaning or symbol in them. Buried in the ruffles of a little girl's collar in the Wendy's logo is the word mom. The theory is that the company snuck the word in there to associate their food with mom's home cooking. Then we have the Amazon logo. The arrow in the logo is placed with a very specific purpose in mind. You'll see the arrow connects to letters A to Z, signifying that on their website you can find everything from A to Z. Then we have the Tostitos logo. The two lowercase t's in the logo represent people holding a chip, and the dot on the top of the letter I serves as their bowl of salsa. Then we have the Baskin-Robbins logo. They're known for serving 31 flavors. If you look at the B and the R, there is a 31 in pink between them. Then we have the Toblerone logo, which was founded in Switzerland, and they're actually known as the City of Bears. They decided to hide the outline of a bear in the negative space of the Matterhorn mountain. There are literally so many more, so I might make a part 2.